teman-teman, and welcome to our next edition of Waktu Cerita Story Time. Selamat datang, welcome. Today I'm going to be reading you a book from a series of books called From Kancil to Kartini, and it's written by Carmel Winkler. The text we're going to be looking at is called The Kancil Tricks the Buaya, the crocodile. A few words I want to introduce you to today before we start, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see these clearly. So, our characters in our story, we've got our kancil, which means deer. Kancil is a little bit like a mouse deer. So lebih kecil, he's a bit smaller than a kijang, a deer. This is called a kancil, a mouse deer. The other character you'll see in our story today is this guy, the buaya. Buaya means crocodile, okay? So we've got our kancil, which is like a deer, and our buaya, which is our crocodile. They're our two main characters. A couple of other words that you need to know to take you through today's text. We've got the word sungai. And sungai means river, yeah? We've got a jembetan. Jembetan. Jembetan means bridge, yeah? We've got the word hutan. Hutan is forest, yeah? So hutan means forest. We've got the word berani. Berani means brave. Can you say berani? Berani. Bagus. And we've got the word pandai. Pandai means clever. Can you say pandai? Pandai. Bagus sekali. Pandai sekali. All right, let's get into our story. This story is called From Kancil, or The Kancil Tricks the Crocodiles. I have to apologise, my pictures aren't great for today's story, so you're just going to have to build the pictures in your mind and put your telinga, your listening ears on. Okay, the story goes like this. One day, a little kancil was going for a walk in the hutan, in the forest. He came to a sungai, a river, and it was too wide to jump across. But he couldn't swim. What was he going to do? He looked up and down the river, but he couldn't see a bridge anywhere. Tidak ada jembatan. Tidak ada. There was no jembatan, no bridge to be seen. He really wanted to cross that river. When he had a closer look, he could see a buaya, a crocodile. Then another buaya, and another, several more. He looked really carefully and he could see that the river was actually crowded with buaya, crocodiles. The kancil was pandai. He was clever, and he knew that crocodiles or buaya like to eat kancil. It was actually their favourite food. So the kancil wasn't going to stand a chance crossing this river. However, the kancil was berani, brave, and pandai, clever, and he came up with a plan. He would call out loudly, "Berapa buaya ada di sungai?" Which means, how many crocodiles are in this river? The crocodiles were surprised with that question. They'd never thought about it. We tidak tahu. We don't know, they all shouted together. Well, I'm going to need to count you, said the kancil. Line up so I can count you all properly. The crocodiles did just as the kancil asked them. Perhaps the government was carrying out a crocodile census. Each crocodile lay beside the next so that the kancil could count them. Right, now let's count together, called the kancil as he stepped down the back of the first crocodile. Can you see the way that the buaya, the crocodiles, have lined up here? So the kancil, our deer, is just here and he's crossing these buaya, these crocodiles that have almost made a jembatan, a bridge. So they're starting that counting process. Satu, said kancil. Satu, roared the buaya. And on they went as the kancil stepped from one back to the next, counting along the way. Dua, they chorused. Tiga, empat, lima, enam, tujuh, delapan, sembilan, sepuluh, they all shouted as the kancil stepped on the one last back. The kancil took one more step and lightly landed on the opposite side of the sungai, the river. Oh, sampai jumpa, goodbye. Terima kasih, thank you, he called. The crocodiles realised that they'd been tricked, and they thrashed their tails about, they gnashed their teeth, and they decided that they wouldn't be so bodoh, silly in future. I really hope you enjoyed that story today. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Sampai jumpa.